Hello and welcome back to Introduction to Astronomy. Today we are going to do a lab on weather. So this lab has three parts to it. You are going to build a barometer. So it does not have to be very fancy looking. If you will go to the internet and then go to Google and type in make a homemade barometer and then go to videos, you're going to find several videos on how to do this. So a very simple one that you can do is you get like a jar, and then you stretch over the top of it a piece of rubber, and then you put a straw on top of the piece of rubber like this, and then as the barometric pressure changes, it's going to cause the rubber either to be sucked into the jar or it's going to push it out of the jar. Either way, what's going to happen is that straw is going to move up and down. And then what you could do is put a piece of paper next to your jar and record where the straw is pointing. You could write down what the barometric pressure was in inches of mercury, and then you could write down the date for it. And then that way you could tell if the barometric pressure was going up, down, or staying the same. Okay, the second part of the lab is to make a cloud. So to make some kind of a device that makes a cloud. And so again, go to Google, type in how to make a homemade cloud, and then go to videos, and you're going to see how to do it. So you're going to make these devices and then bring them into class to show me, or take pictures of them in operation. So if you make that cloud device, I'd like to see a cloud in it. And then you're going to email it to me so that I know that you did that part of the lab. The third part of the lab is going to be to predict the weather and then actually observe the weather and then see what happens. Test your predictions. So you'll notice that on this lab there are two documents. So there is a document that is going to say weather conditions chart, and then there is going to be another document that is going to say weather forecast chart. So you're going to record your weather conditions in the weather conditions chart. So go ahead and open up that document and let's take a look at it. So the first thing that you're going to do up at the top of it is you need to write down the time of day when you took your measurements. Okay, then you are going to take measurements for 5 days. So over to the left hand side it says the word date. So maybe you're going to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So those are going to be the days that you're going to do it. So write down the date. Okay, you're going to need to know what the barometric pressure is in inches of mercury. So you can find this on Google. So there are many places where if you'll type in Springfield, Missouri current weather conditions, you should be able to find a website that's going to give you all of this information. You're going to want to know the barometric pressure trend. So is the barometric pressure increasing, decreasing, or staying the same? Okay, you're going to want to know what the wind speed is in miles per hour and what direction is the wind blowing from. You're going to want to know what the dew point is, and then for the percent cloud cover you can go outside and look at the sky. Is it 50% overcast? Is there no clouds? So it'd be 0%. Okay, then what's the cloud type? Is it fluffy clouds? Is it low-hanging clouds? Is it nimbus clouds? So what type of clouds are out there? Is there any precipitation? So if there's not, then you can just put NA for under precipitation. Otherwise, is it raining? Is it snowing? Is it fog? Okay. Now, for the weather forecast, you are going to go to the weather forecast chart. So now what I'd like for you to do is to open up that document. Okay, so find the one that says weather forecast chart and open it up, and you will see that it starts with the pressure. So let's just say, for sake of argument, that the pressure was 20. I'm trying to read it here. 29.8. So your barometric pressure is 29.8. So you'll notice that 29.8 falls in that second category. So if you look under the pressure, the first category is any pressure that is higher than 30.2 inches of mercury. Okay, that's not the one that we had. So the second category is 30.19 to 29.99. Well, that still isn't it. So now we're going to go down to the third category, which says 29.98 to 29.79. Okay, the next thing that we do is we look to see, is the barometric pressure rising or is it falling? So let's just say it was falling. So now we know our answer is got to be one of those down at the bottom of the list. Anything that is saying that it's falling. Now let's say that the wind was out of the northeast. Okay, now that's narrowed it down to only two. So there's one that says wind out of the east, and then wind out of the northeast, and then the one underneath it says the southeast, east, or northeast. So now it's only two possibilities. So then we're going to go over to the sky condition, and let's say that it's raining. So there is precipitation, so now we've got our answer. The one that says overcast and precipitation. So now we're going to go over to the next column that has a bunch of numbers in it. Okay, and the only number that goes with this one is the number 9. So we're going to go to the bottom of the chart, and we're going to find the number 9. And number 9 says precipitation continuing. So you would write that as your forecast. So you think in 24 hours that it's going to continue to rain, or whatever the precipitation is. So you would write that down as your forecast. Now the next day, make up a new set of conditions and a new forecast, but then actually write down what was the real conditions 24 hours later. And so you're going to continue to do this for all 5 days. Alright, so that's the lab. So you're going to make a barometer, you're going to make a cloud, you're going to do your weather forecast, and then you're going to email me all of this material. Okay, so that's it. So until next time, goodbye.